You know what? You don't know which story's bigger, whether buildings are going to crumble and kill children, or whether this woman used a couple of curse words, which were probably chosen deliberately to do it. I think it was just a publicity stunt. So it's Ministers TV. This is this woman, Gillain Keegan, and she said she used the F word and the A word.
I suppose what people are responding to, putting aside just for one moment the possibility that it could be a stunt, they're responding to the idea that she feels aggrieved that she is finally, she's the first person in 30 years to address this situation. Apparently in 94, they became aware that this bad concrete, and nobody has done anything in the meantime. This is often kind of the subtext when ministers, finally kind of confront a difficult situation, that's exactly why everyone's been pushing it under. Well, I have some sympathy, is what I'm saying.
I don't know what Paul has to say, but it's not as important as what I'm going to say. Sorry about that. I agree with you. And this shows there's something wrong with the political discourse in this country. Didn't Labour know about this? Didn't the newspapers know about this? Didn't the BBC, the great BBC? It just so happened this woman says something now. Where were they 20 years ago?
What do you think, Paul?
Yeah, I have some sympathy too. I think the only thing she did wrong today was apologise. No need to apologise. Yeah. It was done not because, I missed her, don't apologise. Simply, it was off air. It's kind of, it's breaking all the rules, isn't it? Yeah. She was talking off air, and I think it endears her to the working class more, being the everyman working class representative here. I believe that everybody talks that way.
Yeah.
I don't think her language is that bad, to be honest. I mean,
could be a lot worse.
Well, old-fashioned curse words of that kind of are far from the most cancelable types of terminology.
Was it live on the air?
No.
So this is like, do you remember that episode of where they went to people's hotels and they checked the hotels out? What was it, 4 in a bed or something? And the woman and the couple went into the shower thing and pulled out the hair that was in the shower drain, right? That no one would ever see. And that's what this was.
It's a very interesting comparison. I will say, I mean, she's done, I think you say she shouldn't have apologised, but actually her apology wasn't very much of an apology anyway. No. She says, I apologise for using my choice words or whatever, but my message... I think this is going to actually rumble on for a bit and is going to embarrass the government. I don't think they're going to manage to throw up smoke screens and squid ink of this kind just by using bad language. I think it's going to be... There's going to be a lot of parents who are absolutely furious that their kids can't go to school.
Yeah,
that's a much more important issue.
It is a much more important story, and that's kind of been forgotten in this.
Yeah, OK, let's have a look at The Telegraph, who, of course, lead with that same story, but they've got a couple of interesting second-tier stories.
They really do, Simon. They have a couple of really interesting stories, the first one of which is quite concerning, actually. Kim Jong-un will travel to Russia on an armed train to sign a possible weapons deal with Vladimir Putin, according to US intelligence officials. So this is just stoking those fires again of there being an unlikely pact between Russia, China and North Korea, the sort of outcasts of the world all ganging together.
What's the nature of the deal, though, Paul? The
nature of the deal would be for them to supply more weapons, obviously. How many they've got, I don't know, in exchange for money, I assume. The idea is that they're quite a
North Korea will be supplying weapons.
Well, that's what it says, isn't it?
It says, I mean, that seems extraordinary to me in terms of the relative size of the economy, but I suppose Korea is based on that.
They're essentially saying in return for feeding hungry Koreans.
Yeah.
I don't know how true that is. It doesn't look a very nice place. I assume they're very hungry, but,
I think it is. I think it's probably true. I mean, North Korea has the nuclear bomb. Yeah, you only need one nuclear bomb. You don't need any other weapons. So so Russia needs weapons. They've
Russia has a serious nuclear arsenal, but I know North Korea has been developing more recently. They've got the ultrasonic missiles and so on. That was
these are your day-to-day These are your day-to-day weapons they're interested in.
Well, that's the whole thing with the first sort of 10 or 15 years of the development of nuclear weapons was just bigger and bigger and bigger. The Zara bomber, massive thing, but now it's much more about tactical weapons, tactical nukes, and North Korea may well have more, high-tech versions of that.
I'm not sure. I think you use any kind of nuke and you're going to be pummeled.
It would certainly be regarded as an escalation, I should think.
The optics are very much that way. And there's another story.
Talking of escalations,
exactly. Banks to be punished with fines if they wrongly shut out politicians. So this is banks who wrongly deny accounts to politicians and their families face the prospect of being fined, the financial watchdog warns. So this, on the face of it, looks like a victory for Farage, and perhaps for GB News as well, of championing this story throughout.
Do you think we might get a bonus?
I don't think we will get a bonus as a result.